you need to immerse yourself in it, and I mean, it's a little bit hard with a conling like Malfi, because like there's only so much. There's only so many ways to immerse yourself in it, but you can definitely use it more, and that's where you'll see the biggest improvements. There's a couple of factors to that, but I think the most important one is that learning Notbe is just fun. I mean, if you learned German 1 and 2 or whatever in school, you're probably doing that for a grade. Run's dead, but whatever. You're probably doing that for a grade. You're probably doing it because it was a class that you had to go to. But with Notbe, it's something you're voluntarily doing. It's relating to an interest of yours. And unless you're planning on visiting Germany or you're into them popular German cartoons or whatever, I think the odds of you finding German contextually useful in your day-to-day is very slim. Like, you have to use language to learn it, straight up. I didn't have a use for my Japanese outside of what I learned in class and the animes that I would watch once in a while. I certainly didn't have a use for the basic level French and Spanish that I learned in school, just because we were obligated to take a foreign language class. So, honestly, the only French or Spanish that I remember is just stuff I've learned through cultural osmosis. Like, I know hola and que tal or whatever, but I don't know Spanish in any capacity, because I never had to use it, just for that class. Yeah, the Notbe community is very chill. We're chill and we love helping. I think the other cool thing about Notbe is that there's no native speakers to like sort of intimidate people. Like, I mean, there's people who are good at the language, and sometimes it's a little intimidating to, you know, see people using this thing that you're just getting a hold of very well. But like, everybody who is speaking Notbe began at some point and was exactly where you were at some point. And I think once I realized that and really internalized that, it made the process of learning so much easier. Because I didn't have that mental roadblock of like, well, I'll never be good as so-and-so. It's like, well, yeah, so-and-so has also been doing this for 3 years. As much as I don't like to admit it or believe it sometimes, I speak a lot better Notbe than some of the people who have been in the community for even longer than me. but that's only because I've been speaking this language every single day in some capacity for almost 7 months. Where not everyone practices every single day. I'm just a maniac. And if you feel like you're progressing fast right now, or like you feel like you're making big bounds forward, well, first of all, that's because you probably are. But also, yeah, in the beginning, there's just a couple of things that you have to learn with Nuffy to like really start getting pieces together and really start like making your own sentences and stuff. But after you get the grammar stuff down, I'd say there's a tiny little lull, and during that time you should just practice what you know as much as you can. But once you start really just grinding vocabulary, it's amazing. This is just like, this might be really subjective, but one of my favorite parts about the language is the vocabulary and the etymology, and just how beautifully logical it is. Once you start recognizing, hold on. Alright, once you get this, once you get a good baseline vocabulary down, you start recognizing like the roots of words in other words, and it makes picking up new vocabulary so easy. Like, the Nuffy vocabulary is relatively small compared to like natural languages, but in addition to being relatively small, it also, like, I guess it's even smaller because for most words that you learn, like most root words, you'll find like 3 to 5 derivatives of that word at least. Like for every single adjective you learn can be used as an adverb. So like you'll learn mawe, but then, which is calm or peaceful, it's an adjective. And then you learn nimwe, which is peacefully, like hivahal nimwe, sleep peacefully. And then there's also, then you learn, at some point you learn be, which is wait. But then there's mawepe, which is be patient, literally calm wait. And then there's nimwepe, which is patiently, the adverb. Lemwepe, which is patient as an adjective. Then there's timwepe, which is patience, which is basically just making a noun out of it. But stuff like that, it's like you learn one word and suddenly like you know a bunch of other related words, or when you see those words you'd be like, wait a second, I know what that root word is. I can probably figure out, based on the way that words are constructed, what this word means. Anyway, we made it to the city. So that's pretty neat. Ansan. That was perfect. got it. I really need health though. Good thing they provide everything you could possibly need in this boss arena. There we go. That's how we save a second. Yeah, English doesn't really prepare you for proper grammar in most languages. Like, I didn't have to know what a transitive verb was until I learned not be. It's just one of those things that you sort of like intuit, but you never really had to call it by any name or really care about it. Exactly. English is definitely the throw at everything at the wall and just shrug, aggressively shrug at questions language. I didn't swag balloon there because I was a little, my timing was a little bit off and I didn't want to waste anything because I'm on actually world record pace now. Well, I'm already world record, but like I'm on improvement pace, so. Yeah, same, yeah, like direct objects, subjects even. Like, if you asked me what a subject was in terms of grammar, I'd be like, excuse me? I really like the way that Nuffy handles cases, though. Gotcha. Oh, I was really nervous right there. I got this. Minor time loss, but I didn't want to. That could have been a lot worse. Suntivan. That was a little messy, but honestly I nearly flubbed that entire section, so I'll take it. So, normally you can idle here for a while, but not too long because this little thing starts destroying platforms, and you want to be on the right side of the screen for this. Another hazard here, I've seen it like literally once, but sometimes if you stand still and are pushed along the left edge of the screen, you'll just die randomly. Because this game's error handling for Ronald getting stuck in terrain is to just kill him outright. You can forcefully do this with a couple of like setups. Like you can create situations where Ronald is inside terrain like to demonstrate. But sometimes when Ronald is pushed into a wall or like pushed into a slanted ground, he'll just die. Normally this doesn't happen because normally Ronald isn't being pushed. But yeah, I don't want. Basically, this is all to say, idling in this auto-scroller is a way to die. However, right after this auto-scroller is a section where I have a moment to check Discord, respond to texts, so on and so forth. And that section is right here. Starts at 17:10. Let's see how long this section is. It's pretty long. Not as long as the train one, though. Yeah, it's about 20 seconds. Because I gotta go right here. For the rest of the run, I have to focus. If I miss this balloon right here, it's a 35-second loss. I discovered that trick. Only glitch in the entire run. That's my fastest soundboard ever. Heart rate PB. Looks like Ronald's letting out a flaming fart right there. Hi, Treasureland Discord. 2005. That's 2012. However they like to time it. Ah, man. Yeah, I have... The only mistake I really made in that run was in pulley room, and I did the second best route for that. Whew, boy. Well, I have to clip this, so I'm going to be ending the stream for just a moment, because it's just easier to do it that way. Actually, no, I think I can do it. I think I can do it, without ending the stream. I'll see. I'll investigate. Let's go ahead and save that though, 'cause that's pretty good. You guys get to watch the credits.